Hey guys, this is a long play review for M.A.S.K 2 on the good old AMSTRAD CPC. And obviously you might have seen recently I did M.A.S.K 1, that was my last video. And I mentioned in that review that I probably wouldn't get to look at M.A.S.K 2 or the third game, which was Venom Strikes Back. The third game didn't really sort of appeal to me much. But anyway, putting that aside, why am I coming on to M.A.S.K 2? Well, I actually gave it a try anyway and managed to complete it. I never did as a kid, and I got this for Christmas one year, and I was really disappointed with the game. I found it overly difficult and I couldn't get anywhere in it at all. But with a couple of tries, with the benefit of using snapshots, I worked out how you beat this game. But anyway, we'll come on to that shortly. Here we are in the M.A.S.K headquarters, which is actually pretty cool. You get presented a choice of 3 different missions. That one there, Venom are building a base in the Middle East, and we've got to go and destroy it. And if you let it run, another mission flashes up. You just press 5 button to choose the one you want to do. This one, Venom are holding the president of the P.A. in the desert. Your mission is to rescue him and take him to the summit talks in time to sign a peace treaty. Okay, I think P.A. were the organisation that basically formed M.A.S.K, I think. I can't remember. Third and last mission. In the jungle is a tribe who worship a large ruby. Venom are using it to power a laser weapon. Your mission is to destroy the laser and return the ruby. So guys, there's only 3 missions and you can play them in any order, but there's no congratulations or ending if you manage to complete all 3. Which is a bit of a shame. You just get a choice to replay the same missions over and over again. But we'll start with this one, a rescue mission. So we've chosen that one, and then what we're doing here is selecting our character, or characters. There's 3 you can choose. I'm a map tracker there, Sato, Alex Sector. Each of them have their own vehicles. It's basically a vehicle driving game and shoot 'em up. And you need to choose the right vehicles for the mission. Now, I recommend you have at least 2 vehicles that can fly. Map Tracker's Thunderhawk there, we'll choose him because that can go really fast and fly really fast. The Rhino ATV, that goes a lot quicker over ground and can take a lot more damage. And the Condor there, that's just another flying machine. Anyway, here we go on our first mission. And we're flying in the Thunderhawk there as Map Tracker. And you can press a key for whichever vehicle you want and switch between them. I've just pressed number 3 there to go to the Condor so we can pick up that extra armour there, because he's already got some damage. Now, the 3 levels on the left are basically your fuel, which will run out quite quickly if you're flying. I'm playing with this vehicle here because it takes a long time for his fuel to run out, and he's better for going over terrain with. I'll just see that there's another spanner icon there to repair our armour. You can't go over them too fast, otherwise he won't pick them up. Sorry, yeah, the 3 levels on the left there are your damage, which you can see I just repaired a bit of it there. Just exploded on some mines there. Now initially the presentation's like really good. As you heard on the title screen, there's some really nice music from Ben Dalglish, who's did the music in the first game, but he's just tweaked the instruments used slightly, sounds a little bit better. And okay, so we got a little bit of a small playing area, but it doesn't play very well. Wow, what a review. Okay, it's a tad messy. There's an awful lot sort of going on the screen there, and you're just firing away wildly whilst the other enemies fire back at you in sort of a rather mad fashion. Sort of bullets sort of flying all over the screen. You can't sort of really tell who's firing what, and they're pretty hard to avoid. So really just kind of like end up sort of just ploughing through the missions as quickly as possible. But the trick to beating the missions is to know when to use the right vehicle at the right time. For example, we need the chopper here to get up on that ridge there. But that's a bit of a flaw in the game, really, because I mean, once if you've only chosen one flying vehicle and that gets damaged beyond repair, basically you can't progress any further, because at some point you're going to come across part of the map in the mission area that you need to fly over or get out of, and then basically get stuck. And unfortunately there's a lot of areas in the game where you do actually just get stuck permanently, and whatever vehicle you try to use, you can't get out of. When you start to fly, you move forward a little bit, you see. So if you get stuck in a little sort of gap, as soon as you take off and hit the edge of a cliff, you start flying downwards again. So there's lots of really annoying deaths in this game. Just very quickly, that's the landing helicopter pad there. Just when we rescue the president, we need to take him back to there, and that's this mission done. So we're not far off the end. This is perhaps the easiest mission out of the three. Scrolling's a little bit jerky. Well, it moves alright, but it's just not exactly smooth. Sound effects are alright. Just the average sort of shooting explosion sounds. Now there's a few underground caverns in the game, like below. See, there's like a red wall there halfway we've just passed. You can only smash through those walls if you're using the bigger articulated truck. I forget the name of it, but he's pretty much useless in the rest of the game. This is this vehicle. Oh, there's the president. We've just rescued the president. That sort of giant Ronald Reagan face there. I mean, this vehicle I'm controlling now, or sorry, I was controlling that. As you can see, that goes over water. But the Condor I'm using here, and the M.A.S.K vehicle, the Thunderhawk, if it touches water, it's dead. So you need to be very, very careful. We're going to use the flying machine here because there's a big cliff we need to fly over. I've selected that whilst I was on top of the water. That next vehicle would have appeared on the water and therefore would have died. So that's no good. So yeah, the trick to beating this game is sort of careful management of fuel and damage levels. It wasn't particularly obvious to me as a kid. Okay, we're going to have to move very, very, very slowly here because we need to change vehicle before it lands on the water. Oh, that was very close there. Oh, very close again. So as you can see earlier, I mentioned about getting caught in tight spaces and getting stuck. But anyway, here we go. This is the end of the mission. We rescue the president. A helicopter appears, picks him up, and flies him off. That's quite nicely done. So we just get the option then just to go back to Boulder Hill, the M.A.S.K headquarters, and choose another mission to do. Right, I think we'll probably try this mission next, the jungle mission. And basically guys, I'm going to choose the same characters again. So I go for M.A.S.K, Bruce Sato, and Brad Turner in his little chopper Condor. Again, that's very nicely presented. And as you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same, just with slightly different colours and layout. The icons change in this level though. There's a little shield there instead of a spanner for your armour pickups. Oh, the one thing about the Condor is over bridges, like rope bridges, when driving as the bike, he moves a lot quicker. Probably see that again later on. Oh, here's a rope bridge, so switch to there just to get across there quickly. It will save you a little bit of fuel, so it's worth doing. Every little bit of fuel counts. Back to the Condor, but we're going to pick up that armour pickup. Excuse me. The bike's very susceptible to damage, so you only want to be playing as the bike for a short amount of time as possible. But like I said, we need more flying machines just in case we knacker the Thunderhawk or something. But yeah, it's all very basic really. Nothing much to write home about. I kind of enjoyed it a lot better than I did as a kid because I kind of worked out, right, this is how you beat the game, by choosing the right vehicles, using them at the right time. But even so, yeah, use the bike here, there you go, over the rope bridge a lot quicker, change back. But even so, it's still not very impressive at all. Oh yeah, there's sections there where you can fall through into the jungle below. So choose the flying machine. I've just avoided a drop down there and getting stuck. Going back for armour pickup. Oh, there's a little bug in the game as well. Sometimes if the armour pickups are too close to the edge of a cliff, your car will just bounce into the edge of the cliff and move in the other direction, which makes them impossible to pick up. This game certainly isn't as well programmed by a long shot as the first M.A.S.K game. First M.A.S.K game had so much care and attention lavished on it. It was a really quality product. Apart from that, the really nice presentation on the title screens and stuff, there's not much to write home about here. Oh, damn it. Stuck there. That's stuck again. Yeah, if you chose the lorry, you can bash through those rocks and pick up that armour pickup. But we don't have the lorry as a vehicle. I think he moves a lot slower than this car here, actually, the lorry. But bizarrely enough, the Sprite is exactly the same size as the little ATV vehicle. So that the giant lorry is actually really, really tiny. Pretty bizarre. Okay, we're about halfway through this mission now. Although the Condor chopper's got a lot of damage and there's pretty much no fuel left, so we're stuck trying to get through this with the ATV as much as possible. And saving the Thunderhawk to as late as possible. I'll have to use it here to get over that. Oh, there's the weapon. All you need to do is just sort of fly into it rather quickly, or shoot it a few times, and you get warped to that area there. The ruby you need to go left to pick it up, and it's very, very close to where you've just warped to. I think you've warped anyway, I don't know. Weapon, there's the ruby. Weapon just disappeared really. Anyway. Slowly get to it, pick it up, and then we pretty much just use the Thunderhawk and fly as fast as we can to the end. Or not in this case, but you can move move really, really fast with the Thunderhawk flying. It uses a lot of the fuel a lot quicker, and there's the end of this mission. Just got to get to the foot of that temple. There we go, that's mission 2 done. And back to Boulder Hill we go. So we just got to wait and choose the 3rd mission. Although it flashes up with the first mission we did. Again, so we need to wait. I do like the presentation here, I've mentioned that a couple of times. I like how you choose your characters and they appear in that right hand box. Oh, here's the other mission. We haven't done the 3rd and last one. Venom are building a new base in the Middle East to coordinate their plans to control, oh blah blah blah. Yeah, we need to go and basically blow it up and destroy it with a missile we can find in the level somewhere. There's no real exploration needed though, it's all pretty linear. Just move from left to right as quickly as possible. And here's the 3rd mission. Cover some ground quickly in the Thunderhawk before fuel starts going. Right, the fuel started dropping down there, so change the ATV. I found this mission a little tougher than the other 2. The last one's quite hard if you don't know, well, playing for the first time, you don't know where the holes in the ground are in the jungle. And there's a few spots here where there are sort of pickups of fuel and armour, but that will leave you basically stuck and unable to get out of. So this one's a little tougher working out when and where to leave pickups and not bother with them. Like there, loads of pickups there, but don't bother because you'll get stuck in that exit there. You won't be able to fly out there. So it's a bit of a red herring leading you to a dead end, which, oh well. A little bit of, I think there's some graphic distortion there. You saw, anyone else notice those sort of white square lines appearing on the hillside there? Yeah, that's a good point actually. There are actually quite a few other bugs in the game. Well, I suppose I could have gone for that actually, that fuel and armour pickup. Never mind. Yeah, there's quite a few bugs in the game, besides which I've already mentioned. For example, if you decide to restart a mission if you die, the graphics get horribly corrupted and the whole thing becomes unplayable. There's those little sort of white lines on about on the hillside there. Anyway, so you know, massive negative marks for that. That's why I hated the game so much as a kid, because you know, I didn't last long in the levels. Oh, there's don't go down there, you get stuck, never get out of there. Grrr. But yeah, that's why I hate the game so much, because he died so quickly, and obviously you had to restart the game because when you restarted the level, everything corrupted, and yeah, you left no choice but to switch on and off again, and spent ages waiting for the tape to load up. So it's pretty pathetic. So this isn't going to get a very, very high score at all. If I have to think about it, let's sum up a review. Graphics, colourful, but very blocky and messy. Not particularly impressed. The sprites are alright, it's just it's all a bit basic really. Playability, there's really not that much to the game really. It's a swine to control, it's not particularly fun. The whole thing's just you know, very messy. with bullets and all sorts flying around the screen, rather all over the shop really. Controls are not the most responsive in the world. Oh god, I'm probably going to get stuck here. Ooh, just about get out of there. Music was very good on the title screen. The sound effects are, you know, do the job alright. Presentation though is pretty good. However, it's a real the big downside is if you do manage to complete all 3 missions, then there's nothing to reward you for doing so. You just go back to Boulder Hill and choose the same mission to do again, basically. So, not very good. I think at the most, I think it's a 60% type game. We'll give it about, I think I'll give it about 6 out of 10. Could have been a lot worse, but this isn't a very good license at all, especially compared to the first game, which was really excellent and really good fun to play. This game's just a bit of a chore. And there's a missile we need to pick up. We can't go any further. Oh, damage the vehicle, first vehicle we've lost in the game, but we haven't got to go far with that missile, which will automatically launch. There the missile goes, and there's the venom base blown up. And that's it. That's all the missions done. So yeah, 6 out of 10. I'll let you have a listen to the music, and see you next time. Cheers.